We have a church that is completely paid for. We're not in debt. We follow biblical principles. And that's probably the number one thing, to be the leader of a church that remains steadfast to biblical principle.
I love Pastor Tim since coming here almost 15 years ago, starting to come over here, that he was just so straightforward. He gave the truth from the Bible. The Word is the Word, and that's the Word, and that's it.
His love for the Lord and the love for the people, his dedication to speak truth in love.
His faithfulness. He's just a continued servant for these past 40 years. I grew up in this church, so I've seen him ever since I was little, on the stage preaching, still doing the same thing, bringing the word like he's always been.
I think one of the things that I appreciate most about you, Pastor Tim, is that in a world of compromise and people just coming up with their own truth and their own morality, is that you are just unwilling to waver from biblical truth.
He's such a good example of being a servant. If you needed to find him, you would find him busy working on the new building.
How he's continued to keep God's vision first and foremost in front of the church, which is not always an easy thing to do.
He still is leading the church, still here, to ensure that we keep reaching out and doing things for people.
I appreciate his love for the church family and all that he does for us.
He always has time for me, that when I'm down and I need some spiritual uplift, I know he's there.
I like how he goes to preach to people who don't know about Jesus.
He puts it into practice first, and then he tells you about it and asks you to go along with him. I've always appreciated that about him.
Just very loving, friendly. Like for example, I came into the office this morning and he said, "Hey Nicole, how are you doing?" He just really cares about people.
Even when there's a day you're having a bad day, he will send a text and it lifts you up.
What makes him so unique too is that he knows so many people by name, not just another face.
What I like about him, I like how he preaches and stuff.
His dedication to the Bible, the Word, the Lord, and God's people.
I've been here for about over 20 years. Pastor's been consistent. He's been faithful. He hasn't wavered in terms of his preaching and teaching.
He works so hard laboring in God's Word to make sure that I understand it thoroughly.
All right, I appreciate his enthusiasm of being a truth seeker. He's a man's man. He gets dirty out there. He's always doing something for the Lord, whether it's with his hands, whether it's with his word.
I'm thankful that he baptized me on Christmas.
I like the vision he has for the generations to come.
I appreciate that he's eternally minded.
Yes.
He's
eternally minded.
Wish him the best. I appreciate his 40 years of service and pray for 40 more.
Congratulations, Pastor Tim, my great friend, for 40 years of pastoring the home church. This is where it all began over 40 years ago, where we met, Central Baptist Church, Pomona. I met you when you were 19. I remember your ministries of the Jolly 60s, being youth pastor. I remember when you went to LA with your bus route. You had over 600 on our big day on your bus route along. God has blessed us and taken us a long way. Thank you for your faithfulness all these years. Loving Jesus, loving me, and loving so many others. I hope this brings back good memories. It certainly does to me. There's the office where you spend a lot of time. And there's the church where we saw some great results and so many people. Love you, brother. God bless.